Hello everyone, this is Red with RedDragonLeo.com, and looks like we got our update today. We did come pretty daggone close to that fake print of 118.55. Didn't quite make it there, but you know, sometimes they don't always hit. Sometimes they're just close. Just ran out of steam, I guess. Yesterday I mentioned the initial claims and continuing claims. I'd got those days wrong, so sorry about that. They come out tomorrow. So it was just the beige book that came out today, and somehow I was thinking it's all come out in the same day. But anyway, so since they come out tomorrow, and since we have already went up and hit that fake print, that leads me to believe that most likely those numbers will be bad. And just based upon the charts, it says we have a strong possibility of a continued sell-off. Now, while it's true that this is a bull flag, it's up, sideways consolidation, so there is a possibility that it could pop up. But one of the main reasons that these bull flags tend to fulfill themselves is because the higher powered chart that's right above it is pushing the market up, and that's not the case with the daily right now. Which the daily would be the next one up past the 60-minute. Well, actually, the 2-hour chart would, but regardless, this 60-minute, as you can see, has went up and rolled over. That doesn't mean that it couldn't just continue up and work its way up, and that would be perfect if the daily was pushing it up and supporting it. The daily chart is not giving it any power at all. The daily chart is trading sideways to slightly down, and it's getting ready to roll over. So therefore the daily chart's not supporting it for the bull flag to play out. So then you have to look at where we are here on the stochastics. And you can see we're hooking down on the stochastics. It's not like we were down here and moving up still. We are up here at 80 and hooking down. And we are also down here low, and we're coming from a top, moving downward. If we were moving upwards from a lower area here, you know, maybe similar to over here, like this right here. If you were moving up and then you hit that bull flag, then yeah, you would expect it to keep on going. But the fact that we're moving downward and the daily charts are flat to slightly rolling over, and the fact that this is up here at you know, up at 80, this is way up here into overbought territory. All these factors, when you combine them all together, it leads to a failure of this bull flag. It's what I believe is going to happen. So I believe it's going to just roll over and come down. Also, the fact that this basically back tested this trend line. So it finally broke the trend line, you know, as I thought it would on Tuesday. And it did break the trend line, and then it back tested it today. So and it also put in a lower high. So, you know, you look at it that way. You also look at the 30 or the 5-minute chart here is also finally rolling over. Of course, that doesn't mean it can't just roll back up, but I just, based upon all the other charts, I just don't feel it's going to do that. Here's a better view on the 30-minute chart showing it's rolling over too. Again, it's up here in the 80 territory, headed back down. Again, rolling over here. So the 30-minute chart doesn't support it either. So even though it's got a bull flag, it failed when it fell back and started selling to the close. This really is a failure of the bull flag. It needed to continue to trade sideways. That's, you know, that's what it is. It's only so much time and there's no set rule that I could explain, or it's just more of a gut feeling. It's just more of watching these charts as to how long it takes before a bull flag should pop out. And basically, it's just looking at these charts to see when they're pointing back up. And in this case, they weren't. They were going up, going up, going up, and it just couldn't make it. And when it started to roll over, it fell back down. And it needed a stronger chart, like the 60-minute, to push it on up. And it just didn't get it. So we got the 30-minute rolling over, the 60-minute rolling over. We've got the 15-minute chart rolling over as well. As you can see, it's rolling over too, and it has already crossed the zero line and headed down. Already still headed down, still got room to go down as well. Now, one could argue that maybe it runs down here and recycles and comes back up. And that would be true. That certainly could happen if the higher powered charts were pointing up, like the 30 and the 60. If they were pointing up to support this, then that would kind of help the 15-minute chart, give it a lift, you might say, to prevent it from going too deep. But the fact that it's kind of like, I don't know, big, heavy people, with the 15-minute chart being the littlest person, or maybe I guess the 5-minute or 1-minute chart be the littlest person, and then you got bigger people as the bigger charts, and they're all piling on top of you. So either they're lifting you up or piling on top of you. In this case, the 30 minutes pushing down, as well as the 15, as well as the 60, and then of course, you know, the daily. The daily is the only one here that's not really pushing down or up. It's just kind of flat. It's turned down here, but hold on here. I got a phone call. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. And so anyway, basically, as you can see, we did get a bearish cross, and we're now 2 days below the zero mark, and we are headed down. So what is the higher powered chart for this one? Well, of course, that would be the weekly. So what's the weekly telling us? Is it supporting the daily, or is it going to allow it to roll over? So you got to ask yourself, you know, what do you see here? Does this look like a bullish chart to you? You know, not really to me. It looks like there's a lower histogram tower on this week. It looks like it's tired, ready to roll over. Here it's up here extended, ready to roll over. To me, this weekly looks like it's ready to roll over as well. So the weekly is not supporting a continuation on the up move. So let's go to one more higher powered chart, which would be the monthly, and see if we can find the monthly, if I can find it. But, well, you know, we're really not going to know a whole lot by the monthly anyway. But anyway, here, we'll look at the dollar here while we're here. You can see the dollar, this nice little trend line that it hit, it is coming back up. And so the dollar is you know, certainly oversold, ready to come back up. And so when this thing comes back up, and this is on a weekly basis, so that means we've got several weeks of the dollar coming up. We should probably run up here and bang on this trend line, one of these trend lines before. If these trend lines all run together, by the way, and meet at some point as the dollar's running up and they hit, that's going to form a necktie of resistance, and it'll knock the dollar back down. But that doesn't mean that for the next few weeks we shouldn't be running up at some point, just chopping our way up on the dollar. So, of course, if the dollar goes up, the market goes down. That's just the way it works. So, anyway, I cannot find the monthly chart, but no, don't sweat it. Basically, it's not supporting a weekly, or it's not supporting a continuation of the move up either. So we don't have any support really here on the weekly. The weekly could easily fall back to hit this support level right here, around 11.10, 11.15 if these cross or whatever, very easily. And it could just pierce right on through it. I mean, it pierced, well, that was not a necktie of resistance here on this one, but it was, or necktie of support, I should say. But it certainly was, you know, support there at that one, and it just pierced right through it, and it just went right to the next one, which was the 50. So, you know, that could easily drop us easily to 11.20 on a weekly basis. Maybe not this week, but maybe next week. Who knows? Maybe this week. You just never know how hard it's going to sell off, if it's going to sell off at all. But odds right now favor a sell-off. I mean, at least tomorrow morning to let these charts reset. So certainly, yeah, we could run down here and put in a lower histogram tower and let the thing develop a bullish divergence, and then let it, you know, run back up. There's no question it could do that. I'm not going to rule that out, but odds favor right now. Odds favor a sell-off. Let's look at the This right here on Cobra's chart, same thing. He drew a nice little line in here where we back tested it, rolling over. The VIX, same thing. It's, you know, it's looking like it's wanting to go up. You know, we had this long line of support, and it fell through it, and then it came right back. And so, to me, I can't find any reason to be bullish for tomorrow. As for Friday, I don't know yet. They're going to have some more POMO money on Friday, so certainly Friday could go back up. But tomorrow, to me, looks like it's ready to fall and sell off some. Plus, we got some more fake prints down here at 116 something. I posted them on the blog. So we got some more fake prints, probably down here to fill this gap. I bet you. I think it was 116.77 or something. I don't know. I had to look at the blog to see. But we did get some fake prints to the downside. So all they got to do, of course, is just, you know, give us some bad initial claims numbers, and the charts will just do the rest. The charts are ready to roll over regardless. 15, 30, 60, you know, they're all pointing down right now. Daily is, you know, still trading sideways. It's not what I'd call heavy pressure to the downside yet. So, but once it finally does turn and start heavy pressure to the downside, the weekly will follow it. And when the weekly starts following it, then you're going to see a big sell-off. So, you know, look at there. There's a gap right in that area too, right where I was talking about the weekly having support right in that 11.10 area, 11.15. So that would probably coincide with the weekly hitting, you know, either the 50 moving average at 11.16, the red one, or the blue one here at 11.06. One of those. So, but that's interesting. That should probably be a good bounce whenever we get down to that level. But this to me looks very much similar to these other patterns that we've seen before. Yeah, if we look over here, maybe it's not this chart. Let's see if Cobra's got another chart here of the market, the one I was looking for. And the 15-minute and the day, or not the 5-minute. Well, let's see if he's got a daily chart here for me. Daily on the Qs. Okay, I'll just use the Qs as an example. It's kind of the same thing, very similar, where we had basically a move up, a big long move up, ching, 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 just like this. Then a sell-off, and then a big rally back the very next day. Now here was a 1, 2, 3 down move, and then a total reversal the next day. And we kind of had the same thing today. You know, that's basically, we had the down day yesterday, the big down day yesterday, and here on the Qs there was actually a down day on that previous day as well. I don't think it was that way on the SPX. No, it wasn't. It was positive on the SPX. But you see what I'm talking about. Basically, it's the old bear shakeout, you might say. But the charts foretold it. You know, yesterday you could have looked at the charts and seen that they were all ready to roll up. You know, of course, I had no idea it was going to go up that high and hit that fake print of 118.55 today. I thought it would do it in, you know, by Friday. I didn't know that they were going to just explode it up, but I guess they did. They just used up all their energy to get it up there today. But so, as far as I'm concerned, that print is hit. It's done. It's close enough to a 118.55. I think with the downside prints for tomorrow, I'm definitely looking at this thing selling off. I'm fairly confident that we've seen our high, and that right there is close enough to do that. And so, of course, I've been wrong before, folks. So, you know, just tread carefully. But odds right now favor a sell-off with all these charts pointing down. Whether or not this is a wave 1, a 2, and we're getting ready to hit a wave 3, I don't know. I'm not an Elliott wave person. I'm just guessing. It's all after the fact. If it is, then it'll be a nasty wave. It'll take that out. So we shall see. Okay. Good luck to everyone. Talk to you tomorrow.